You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Fort Minor.
All right, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. This is just a random live. It's not our usual live, and I just thought that I would come live to see. I actually have a question to ask my followers, and that's one of the reasons why I came live. And I thought, it would be a good thing to ask question from you guys. I'm a I'm in a bit of a dilemma right now. I'm trying to plan my next 5, 10 years, and I thought that there's a small change. It's a different way of looking at life, and that's one. It's an interesting concept, and that's the reason I just want to share with you and see what's your feedback and advice on such kind of lifestyle. All right, so just to tell you a little bit, I'll tell you a background of basically for the past 3, 4 years, I've been traveling a lot due to my nature of business, and I've been meeting a lot of people around the world. Plus, it really helped me to grow my business in Australia as well. And suddenly, when I was just looking at my expenses, I figured out that it's actually cheaper to live in a hotel than to own your house. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Why is it cheaper to live in a hotel and owning a house? Obviously, I look at the expenses. Owning a house. First thing is obviously you need to have a capital up front. Average house in Sydney is around what 1.2 to 1.5 million. In Melbourne, it's around 700 to 900 average house. So obviously, if you need to own a house, you need to buy it either cash or you're going to do a mortgage deal. Regardless, even if you are on a cash deal, so you have to come up with a lot of upfront. If you're going to do a mortgage, the average mortgage amount in Sydney would be $6,000 to $7,000, and in Melbourne would be $4,000 to $6,000. That's the range. I'm just giving the range because depending on how much deposit you're going to give, depending on all of that. Now, of course, along with house, you have to pay the water bills. You have to pay the council rates. You have to then there are some additional expenses. For example, for me, it's like I've had a gardener, so gardener comes, does my gardening, cleaners, car cleaners, pool cleaners, maintenance guys. So they all come, and that's an additional expense in the house for me. Now, when you compare that to a hotel, there's a significant difference because first thing is you're living in a luxurious hotel. All right, so I'm talking about good ones, and you don't need to look after you don't need to cleaning, you don't need to handle the repairs. You can just walk in, walk out. Everything stays clean. And the best part is living in a hotel. You live 1 month. 1 month you live in one city. The other month you can live in another city or even countries. But I know the people who have jobs, it's difficult, but definitely those people where their jobs allows them the flexibility to work from home can also avail this. Apart from that, one of the biggest exciting part about living in hotels compared to your own house. I know, a lot of people get the home as an investment point of view, but there are a lot more other commodities where you can do investments and which are of less capital, and some of them can actually make you more money. So why do you look at house as an investment? So looking at a lifestyle perspective, you live in a house, it's a lifestyle, right? You need, because I think one of the thing is that's what we have heard from others. You first do degree, then do job, then you get a good job, then buy a house. That's a set standard strategy which the world has actually told us that's what we need to live in. And once we do it, we are successful. But isn't enjoying life is part of it? Tell me this: how exciting would it be that instead of having a house, you could just, if you want to live, if you're feeling like living in front of the beach, just go in Gold Coast, rent a hotel there, beachfront. I'm sure it will be cheaper than the mortgage you're paying or the capital upfront you want to come up with. Second thing is, your kids are enjoying. Now, that's another part. So, uh, for the kids, yes, they have schools, they have to go to schools, but look at this point of view in another way. Why can't the kids be homeschooled? So you have, the good thing about Australia is you can definitely homeschool your kids and you can control the content which they receive in terms of learning. So you spend more time with kids while you're traveling, while you're going and visiting new countries or new cities or new places. Every 2 months, 3 months, you are in actually. Now, of course, some people who don't have an Australian passport, it's a bit difficult. But even then, you can apply for visit visas for certain countries, which can be, given to you in a quick phase, and you can still live there. But look at the experience you're going to get. Like every now and then you're going to gain, you're going to learn about new cultures, you can spend more time, you spend time with your family, your earning is still there. That's one of the reasons I actually tell you to do business instead of a job, because the business actually allows you to have that kind of lifestyle which you want regardless. Yeah, if you want to travel, good. If you don't want to travel, that's fine, but still, whatever the lifestyle you want to live, like, entrepreneurship allows you to live that kind of lifestyle. But again, that's another topic. I'll stay focused on this question because this is where I need your help. I need to ask you a question: that would you live this lifestyle where rather than owning your house, you would rather stay in a hotel, and every 1 2 months, 3 months, would you go and change cities and live over there, or change countries and live over there? Like, look at that. Like, I'll give you a small example. I've been in the past 3 years, I've been traveling a lot, and every now and then, I'm in like, if I look at the whole year last year, uh, only 30% of my time was actually spent in Sydney, and the rest of the time was actually outside Sydney. So if I have a house, if I have a car, if I have all the expenses, so traveling is another expense plus all of this. So I'm paying for this thing for nothing. And on top of that, owning cars is also another thing, because you have cars, you have now I'm in a situation where I do a lot of like I do there's stress of work during that time. When you drive a car, it's also dangerous. So I've loved it for the past 1.5 months. I actually had I didn't drive the car, and I enjoyed it. Why? Because there are other people driving, and I'm taking Uber, or even if somewhere I have to go, my friends give me a lift, or different countries, Japan taxi is pretty cheap, Hong Kong taxi is pretty cheap, and I've been using taxis all over, and it's so fun. You don't need to park, you don't need to pay insurance, you don't need to fuel it up. Just get in, get out, do your job, get in, go home, relax, no stress at all. So no point having a car. Even car has their own expenses. Any car which you get is definitely going to cost you. So reduce all of that So your cars, your house, your mortgages, your get all of that money out, spend it in hotels, and change cities or countries every month. Of course, the job or the business allows you to do it because that's what it gets you. The second thing is um, exploring the world, knowing new people, understanding what their way of thinking is. And if you're an entrepreneur, it's actually good for you because you're going to learn the difference between the previous countries, the other countries, and you have that comparison. You have a lot of experience. Plus, your kids are exploring that. They would love that new way. I know some of the people would say, "Hey, what about our friends and stuff?" But if they're your friends, they will still stay your friends. Apart from that, yes, when you're in Australia, you can definitely go and meet them. You can have parties and things like that. You can still do that. But how often do you meet your friends? It also depends on that. But let's say with that, you will also be having the opportunity to make new friends. Plus, that point of whether you should live in Pakistan or whether I should live in Dubai or whether I should live in Australia, it's all gone. Now the whole world belongs to you. Live in any part of the world, whichever part you like, stay there for longer. Even if you're staying in Australia, live in any city you like, however it is. So you're just paying the hotel fees, nothing else. Plus, it covers your cleaning, plus, it covers the rest of the. Of course, you will have your things will be shared. But I personally believe when you have a lightweight lifestyle. Now, what I mean by lifestyle, lightweight is, you don't need to have all these things around you. You don't need to have, all these things which is, like for example, you can definitely in the house you have a lot of households. You have TVs, you have media room, you have your monitors, you have your computers. Why have it all? Just make your life simple. Have a simple laptop or a mobile phone. That's more than enough for you to do your business. What else? There are so many things. When you do light, look at the part how you're gonna look at this world very differently. So I'm in that phase of my life where I'm actually planning that and to see how it actually gonna go, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. But before even I start planning that, I just wanted to ask you guys a question: that would you do it for you? If not, what are the things which will stop you from doing it? And the third thing is, let's say if you do it, what will you gain out of this? Because a lot of us have different goals in life. Do you think with such kind of lifestyle you so again, I'll repeat the lifestyle is, instead of owning your own house or renting, you would rather go and live in hotels, and every month or every 2 months or every 3 months, new hotel, new location, new country. And that's how you live. Now, the kids will obviously do homeschooling and they're going to stay with you. They're going to spend time with you. For your income, you're either going to do business or you're going to do a job where it allows you to work remotely. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to me and looking forward for your response. Do leave your comments and let me know and give me your feedback.